This is a resume review of, I actually don't know. I think it's a child and family support worker. I'll be honest, I tried looking up the keywords for this, and I got like 13 different jobs with 13 different keywords in it. I don't know what you're actually looking for. I don't know if it's like you have here a behavioral interventionist. I don't know if it's a social worker. So I'm going to have to only really judge this based on formatting. So sorry about that. If you want, come on my channel, say, hey, I was the child family support worker, and I'll give you a free redo so I can actually give you a proper review. Saying that, please like, comment, and subscribe to get more in-depth resume reviews, which will be more in-depth after this one, unfortunately. And if you need more help, stop by my stream. I'd be glad to assist y'all there. So I don't have a keyword list, so we're doing formattings. But what you said is part-time position, usually government or NGO jobs. That doesn't help. But you do have a 1 to 25 ratio, so it's very possible you don't need to change anything. A 1 to 25 is a very, very, very good ratio. So let's see. I don't know this market at all. This is not a market I've done. What is this? Okay, so ideally we can fix some of the formatting. This should not be bolded. This should not be bolded. This should not be bolded. And education should... Well, you're still ongoing, so I get that. And truthfully, if this wasn't bolded and this wasn't, it would be better too. So a peak inside framework, this is important for behavioral technician, assisted communication with autism support. Okay, I think I know what these jobs are. It's like an ABA kind of job. So you actually don't need a ton on your resume because there's not a lot of people that do it. And the fact that you just show this might be enough. So yeah, I would fix the formatting a little bit. Like I said, I like this formatting best, but if this is the type of role that I think this is, you should be fine with what you have. So they're really just seeing that you've worked with kids with autism, you've handled parents and that kind of thing. Yeah, clients, records of data, intervention strategies, design, implement, de-escalation. Yep, so I think this is kind of like an ABA. The only thing I would maybe add is just dealing with the customers, because sometimes you have to deal with the parents, and I think this is kind of too long of a section. But you're kind of burying the lead, because this is actually very important. The fact that you are bilingual in English and Spanish is huge. If anything, I would put it like right under here. Like that's how important that is in bilingual. So that's all I can super go to this one. I think it looks okay if it's an ABA. I'll double check after this video just to see, but it looks like you're doing fine. And again, 1 to 25 is good. I know this is probably the most tepid resume review I've done, but there's not a ton I can do without finding the exact keywords. But again, I think this is just really some like minor formatting issues will probably increase it from 1 to 25 to like 1 in 10. So let's go to the next resume, which is a DevOps engineer, which I do know the keywords for. So that's going to be more in depth. This is a resume review of a DevOps engineer. So this might be the worst ratio I think I've ever seen. They've applied to 2,000 jobs and have gotten no luck on a callback. They did say that they are on a visa, which is an F1 student, so I don't know the ins and outs of that. I know that will be affecting it, but still, 2,000 and nothing, something is seriously wrong. So what we're going to be looking for as a DevOps engineer specifically is a bunch of stuff. This is not the full exhaustive list, but this is the most common ones. So we want cloud, DevOps, CI/CD, Docker, Linux, Unix, that should be a U, not an X, Lee, such as Red Hat, CentOS, Amazon Linux, SQL, Infrastructure as Code, IAC, Terraform, DynamoDB, Google Cloud, well, any cloud, there we go, Kubernetes, Helm, Vault, IaaC, security practices, network protocols, firewalls, and compliance. So, DevOps engineering expertise, again, this doesn't count, I don't care. This should be in 2 lines max. So and this is really small. I'm gonna have to I don't know if this is gonna work on formatting wise, but can I increase this? Yeah, you're okay. So we're just gonna leave it like this because this is what the recruiter's gonna see, and this is what the audience is gonna see. This is very teeny. I don't know exactly what format it is, but something is. I feel like this is extra small. probably to fit it on one page, which you don't really need to, but so led a development of a reusable Terraform AWS driving 30% boost for product team. AWS is going to be one of them. CI/CD pipeline. I have to squint for this. You don't want this. The formatting is awful. You're gonna go to this formatting, please, and stop doing summaries. I don't know why everybody does summaries. Summaries are not helpful. The only time it's very useful is if you're switching positions, or alternatively, you are a very, very, very high manager. We're talking like director level type stuff. Jenkins, Groovy, blah blah blah, Python, blah blah blah, AWS, CI/CD. Okay, so here's partly why you had this in this entire thing. I have only seen 2 keywords I want, which is cloud, in this case AWS, and CI/CD. That's it. You spent the first half of your resume on that. That's not good. I need more. Where's the DevOps? I know you're a DevOps engineer. They title a lot of DevOps stuff. Where's the Docker? Where's the Linux? Where's the Unix? Where's the SQL? Where's the IAC? Where's the Kubernetes? Where's the Helm? Where's the Vault? Where's the security practices, networking, etc., etc.? Let's see. Security server. Again. Oh, this doesn't read like what I want, and it's possible a recruiter may miss this. I think this is what we're looking for, but it's too broad. Again, CI/CD, IAC, Python shell. I found IAC at least. Python developed, AWS, Dynamo. It's Dynamo one? Dynamo could have been one. So yeah, this entire resume, I see 3 keywords. That's it. That's not enough. They're good keywords. Cloud is good, CI/CD is good, and the IAC is good, but that's it. That's only. And a 2,000 to 1 is crazy. Apparently people in my chat are saying EKS is Kubernetes. You need to spell that out. You need to fix the formatting. You need to fix the bullet points. Almost nothing in this is salvageable. In addition, you need to make sure your phone number is working and is reachable by a US landline, because even 2,000 to 1, you should have gotten a single callback. It's also possible your voicemail is full and people calling you go directly to your voicemail. So you need to check your spam settings. Because this wouldn't fly in a lot of DevOps positions for sure, but 2001 is also terrifyingly bad. So yeah, you need to redo this whole resume. You need to recheck your phone number, check your email spam settings, check your phone number spam settings, and then I need these keywords. I did not find any but 3, and those were fine keywords, but I need more. So yeah, this is why you're not getting anything. This doesn't matter. Again, there's barely any keywords here I'm looking for, but also, again, it doesn't count if they're set. Oh, and you're certified as AWS. That should be in your education. So this should be 3 long. 1 has the AWS cert, then the master's and the bachelor's, no longer than 3. Fix the formatting, fix the font. 10.5 Arial it should be, because that's not working. So let's move to the next one. But yeah, I hope that helps, because 2001 is the worst ratio I think I've ever seen, and there's a lot we can do to fix with this. This is a resume review of a software engineer. What kind? I don't know. Hopefully you'll tell me. Their ratio is not good, though. That is for sure. It's 150 to 1. And they just wanted improvements on anything. So let's look at this resume for the first time. And this is terrifying. I hate this. Never do this formatting. I'm not trying to pick on you, but this is a nightmare. Oh my God. What am I looking at? You don't want your recruiter to have this experience. Okay. So, oh my God. Everything formatting is wrong here. Whew. At least you didn't do double columns. That's at least a plus. This section is not needed. This should not be bolded, and it should also be one line. Your resume needs to look like this. Please make it look like this. There's a reason I have my formatting like this. And if you're like, well, Lee, this looks very boring. Yes, that's the point. Any resume that stands out gets rejected. You do not stand out with your resume. You stand out in the interview, but you do not stand out with the resume. Make your resume like a government form. It should be easy to read, has the information up and center, and boring. I know that flies in the face of a lot of what people say, but they're wrong. I will die on that hill. That is a hill I'm willing to fight on. Resumes should be boring and basic. The exception is sometimes very, very high-level managers. But again, those are exceptions to all the rules. So, nothing about this formatting works. Let's see if I can at least see what you have done. Okay, Python and SQL, Power BI. What? Okay, so the only thing I see here is Python and Python and SQL. Power BI is typically for data analysts and data scientists, and probably a couple of others. Software engineers, strictly software engineers, are rarely going to want to have Power BI reports. It's not something they typically care about. In addition, I need to know what kind of stack you are. Are you front end, back end, full? I don't know. I'm assuming because Python, it may be back end. But if you are going for Python dev, which again, I don't know. The keywords you would be looking for, which you do not have, are these, which is Python and SQL, which is good. We have those. But then I need Docker, Kubernetes, Django, Cloud, RESTful API, Agile, and maybe bonus for full stack. So there's only 2 things I need to see here, and I need way more. Software engineer at X. Also, everything is bolded. Please stop. I don't care about... This is why people should not bold. You bolded everything here, and I only cared about 2 things. In fact, you may actually have other keywords here, but I will miss them because you bolded everything. RESTful APIs, okay, but then you go Java and Spring, and then microservices, which is really more of a Java backend. And then Java, Hibernate, I cannot read this. And then AWS is solid. Yeah, I mean, this is, oh my god, okay, then projects. So, I will say this, you had this in India. I don't know how else to say this. Is not a good thing to say, but if you're applying to the United States, typically experience outside the U.S. does not count. So none of this may count, which isn't necessarily fair. I've just unfortunately found that to be kind of true. So you probably want to put under experience as a graduate assistant and then projects. And then projects we need to specialize. So again, if you're looking for a full-time position, I need you to pick a stack. Are you a Java engineer? Are you a Python backend? Are you full stack? I don't know, and you cannot tell me. Nothing about this resume works. I don't know, and I understand why you're getting a 150 to 1. You need to be specific. I know they don't go over this in school, but when you're applying to the corporate world, you need to pick a stack. Full, front, or back. And if you pick back, then you need to pick a language. So it could be Java backend, Python backend, or C backend, or something else. They all have different keywords. And if the keywords are not under a job or a project, they don't count. None of this counts. So, yeah, please fix all of those and then resubmit, because this is a nightmare, and any recruiter is going to look at this, look at 5 things, miss everything they need, and then reject. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a full stack software engineer. So what we're going to be looking for a full stack software engineer is TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, and a bonus would be any additional languages, Git, and an AI or anything. But again, those are bonuses. So this person says they tried to use my template. Kind of. This is a mix between my template and Jake's Overleaf template, which again, I think Jake's Overleaf template is a B- resume format. It gets the job done. There's definitely better stuff, but there's definitely worse. So what you need to fix if you're using my format is this little line in between here. There's no giant line. It should look like that. And here, let me bring this up. On my website, where this format is, there is a barista. Also, again, Lee Corlitz is me, so I'm okay doxing myself. It should look like this. And if you can see, this looks a lot cleaner than this. So this is how I want it to look. Okay? So this is the only bolded stuff right here. This is italicized, and also there should be a space, which I need to fix, I realize. And then there's none of these giant lines, and it makes it easier to read. So this person has a ratio of 150 to 1, which is not good. But let's see what's going on. So yeah, like I said, the phone number, again, it looks like that is a fake phone number too, because you put fake email. So you're in between of the two formatting is to hurt you. So I'm not going to talk about the formatting. So this should be, again, one line not bolded. Let's look at the actual keywords. Used, React. Okay, so used is okay to say, but we want more, right? I want more than this. So React, Redux, Django, RESTful, API endpoints, Lava. Okay, so there's too much here. And it's not really what I'm looking for, right? So we like TypeScript. TypeScript is good. We like RESTful APIs. We like AWS. But the rest of this is not necessarily as important. So what I'd like for this to happen is to say created X in Y, and then you can do your tech stack, which is TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, where we did Y and Y, and then it is created or used X and Y. So the actual content of the bullet points is not that great either. So this is probably more of a bullet point issue rather than a formatting issue, because I've only really see 3-ish, I think, which is RESTful APIs, AWS, and TypeScript. But I need JavaScript, I need HTML, CSS, I need Node, I need maybe Angular, I need SQL, I need REST, I need Agile. You do have CI/CD, so that's okay. And weirdly enough, there's too many words here. There's too many keywords, because recruiters are going to get confused with all of that. They may miss what they're looking for. So that is partly my problem with this, is the bullet points. TypeScript, Microsoft SQL, and again, we only have this. Azure is okay. So yeah, you're missing a lot of keywords, and that's really hurting you. And look, you have them here. Like, this stuff I need. But yeah, so your bullet points are off. I need better bullet points here. I need you to say created X, which was a Y. So created a humanitarian AI using blah, 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 which helped over 1,000 users daily. Created, or instead we could say used TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, blah, 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 and then architected or whatever, cloud, agile, that kind of thing. So you kind of threw everything here, and recruiters are basically going to go like, huh? And then probably reject it, which is what's happening. So that's what I'm going to need, is you need different bullet points. This is a bullet point issue primarily. And then when you can, fix the formatting to this, because the formatting isn't helping. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume review of an AI developer. They didn't really say anything actually about their ratio or anything else. So they just said AI developer, and they wanted me to look at it. So that is what we are doing. I will say there's a slight difference in what we're looking for between an AI engineer and AI developer, although there is some cross equalization between them. Ideally, it's going to be LLM, and then it's going to be the rest of the AI. LLMs seem to be the most important ones, so it's LLM, then AI, ML, NLP in any order, PyTorch, TensorFlow, Cloud, Hugging Face, Python, and then we're going to want a bunch of company-specific stuff. So like maybe chatbots, or you're in the healthcare industry, or you're UI UX, or you're trying to solve a problem. So those are sort of what we're looking for here. Let's see if we can find them. So formatting-wise, I don't like it, but I think I've been over enough formatting in this video that you can understand what you did and did not do wrong. So formatting issues aside, constructed a house pricing model tuned into a data set which achieved R2 scored. No, where's the LLM? Where's the AI? Where's the ML? When is the LOP? Engineered a diabetes prediction model accuracy. Again, where are the keywords I'm looking for? Collaborative with Fortune to build an NLP. Here we go. Using Python libraries like that. It's blah. What is the Spassy? This is okay. This is your first okay sentence. Let's see, it's not going to show. Also, I think you sent me a JPEG. Quick lesson, everybody. You never send a JPEG as a resume, because that is actually one of the few things a ATS may not be able to read. As long as it's in a Word or Excel, you're fine. Development match word. Okay, yeah, these are bad. This is not good. So in this entire thing, you only really had 2 things I'm looking for, which is skibbity learn or skigit learn or whatever it's called. I didn't have that on there, but it could be important. Some of them did. NLP and Python. So really 2, which is NLP and Python. Everything else is not really needed. I need this stuff. I need LLMs specifically. Now, a lot of people in chat will be like, well, hold on, they have that. It's going to be equivalent to it. No, if it's not in your resume, it doesn't exist. This goes for everybody. If you ever assumed, oh, they would know X means Y, they won't. They never will. If it's not here, it doesn't exist. I want everybody to say that. There is no like hints or whatever. If it's not in your keywords, it doesn't exist. So, blah, 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 AWS, that's cloud at least. And I say cloud in general because admittedly it could be GCP, it could be Azure, it could be AWS. So what you really should do is say implemented cloud, AWS, and then say for the rest of it AWS. So you repeat SQLite. This one might not actually count for SQL. Don't care. Okay, yeah. So you go all the way down until here before I get to my first LLM. And Hugging Face. This resume would probably not fly. There's just too much competition, and I don't really see a ton of the keywords I'm looking for. I think you have them. I think you just do not put them in, and that's what you need to do. So overall, I don't think this passes, but I think you just need to change a couple of things and you'd get it. But yeah, that's it for this review. If y'all like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and join my live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday if you need more help, and I'm glad to do it. So, Headless Headhunter out. This is how we end a video. This is it. I'm gone. I'm vanished. Special effects.